If you're planning to move to South Korea, one thing you should know is that it does get boring being the foreigner all the time. Disclaimer, I do love living in South Korea and studying in South Korea was the best decision I ever made. However, facts must be spoken.
I'm very curious to hear her perspective on her experience on living in South Korea. I lived here for well over a decade, going on a decade and a half. And I can tell you, getting boring living in South Korea, like it or not, is a choice. It's a 100% choice. And once you have this mindset that if it gets boring, it's probably on you. It's probably on you. But let's hear what she has to say. I'm very curious to hear about her unique experience.
So your first year there, it's all fun and games. You just say 안녕하세요 and people are like, wow, your Korean is so good. Why did you come here? How did you come here? How's life in Korea? Like this, do you like that? And you're also excited to talk about those things, so it's really fun. You get a lot of attention just for existing. I love attention, that's great. But in time...
Okay, she likes attention. That's cool. Let me give you guys a quick story. She is right about people just being happy, just saying 안녕하세요. Literally. It was like I want to say like my 5th month or 6th month in Korea. I met a Korean guy. He showed me around, if you know Busan, Gumyeonsan. We drove up to the mountain and we were walking up and we saw 3 ajumas. And he's translating for me. And I kid you not, all I said was 안녕하세요. And I might have said like my name, like, oh, John, I didn't mean that. I might have said that. Yo, the 3 ajumas treated me like I was the president. They stood up and gave me a standing O. They're just clapping. They're just clapping. And this only happens if you're a foreigner. Like, it's not happening to, of course, another local person or nothing like that. So she does have a point.
I did realize that a lot of my conversations with Korean people don't go further than how Turkey is like and how I think Korea is like. And in time, especially if you're here for the long term, you want to have a more deeper bond, deeper connection with your friends. Or it doesn't even have to be friends. You just sometimes want to talk about other things with the people you meet. But most of the times you just can't, even if you're fluent in Korean. Because I would say I'm pretty fluent. And the moment you do anything different, something that's out of the ordinary, they're like, oh, I guess this is how Turkish people are. Or this is how Turkish people think. No, sir, that is my personality. That's what I wanted to do. Personally. So whatever you do, you're kind of defined by your nationality at one point. And you're not the friend. You're always the Turkish friend.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being the Weigu Kinchingu. I feel like in Korea, and this is not against her, I'm just saying in general, lived here for a very long time, met tons of foreigners. You can't want all the benefits of being a foreigner with none of the negative aspects that come with it. Let me say that one more time. You cannot want all the perks of having a foreigner card, of being that foreigner, but at the same time, not want the negativity or the negative aspects of being a foreigner. And to be honest, those negative aspects that a lot of foreigners talk about are not even negative aspects. I'll give you my more deeper perspective about this. A lot of people say, if you're a foreigner in Korea, they will never treat you like a Korean. Thank God. Thank God. I do not want to be treated as a 100% Korean person. Do you know what kind of hellish, toxic conditions, quote unquote, Korean people have to deal with? You don't want to deal with that as a foreigner in Korea. You don't want to deal with that. There are so many things that you do not have to deal with because you are a foreigner. But at the same time, foreigners complain, oh, well, they don't treat me like a Korean. That's the whole point. That is the whole point. And if you are smart, there are so many ways to kind of maneuver this quote unquote negative into a huge, huge positive. I'll get into that more in the end of the video, after her video.
I do understand why they think that way. Korea is a very homogeneous country. I also have very amazing friends that I talk about other things with. So obviously this is not true for everyone, but this has just been my experience with the majority of Korean people. I just realized that it's not like that in other countries that I've been to, and this has just been my experience in Korea for the past 4.5 years.
So I love her perspective, and I love the fact that she's able to speak the language. I always give, and it's always the foreigners outside of the E2 visa people, like the 7 golden countries who can get the teaching English visa. It's those countries big, or like take those countries out. The other foreigners, they always speak better Korean. And I give them so much respect for it, because it does help you a lot. So I give her respect for knowing the language. Now, let me tell you why living in Korea as a foreigner, you do not want to be treated as a Korean. You go anywhere in Korea. You go to the pub or the restaurant, anywhere. You're the foreigner. I was at the gym the other day. I started a new gym. It's my 3rd time going there. I met every single trainer. I've met the 대표님, having conversations, we're making connections. This is my 3rd day there. Now, would this happen to me even if I was a little bit muscular but I was a Korean? No. It would not happen to me. Now, some people don't like the extra attention. I understand that, but I've lived in Korea for a very long time. I have more of a business mind, and I always try to widen my network. Because living my whole life, you never know what happens in the future, and you never know who you need to call upon. And some people may need to call upon you. You do not want to be treated as a Korean. Working in the elementary school many years ago, I got to leave 4:30 every single day. The school can be in total disarray. We got huge projects due tomorrow. We got this going on. We got that going on. Sometimes I even try to stay back a little bit to help. 4:30 came. The teacher, you should go home now. You guys are going to stay? Oh, yeah, we're going to stay. The foreigner is never caught up in that nonsense. You'll hear me talk more about this in other videos, but I am telling you, from a veteran living in Korea, there is so much positives being the foreigner. And the negatives, if I had to think of a negative right now, the only negative is, man, trying to fit my name in those damn systems. It's probably the biggest negative. My name is like, I got a first name, last name, and 2 middle names, and you know they're long. That's the only hardest part. When the Korean is typing in my name, it takes them like 2 minutes to type it in. That's a negative. Please share your thoughts down below. As always, I will always link the original creator down below. You can follow them, see what's happening with them. Also, if you want to keep up to date with what's happening in Busan, Seoul, or in your city, subscribe to the free K360 newsletter. You can find the link below. Also, for Busan people, we are having a Busan Cheat Day party happening at the Bay 101 on May 30th. It's an outdoor athletic party. You know it's going to be crazy. Find the link down below, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.